is as good as you are ever going to see.
Fantastically done. What a strike for South Africa. We'll never see one like that again.
That is absolutely sensational.
You won't see better than this.
Feel so alive.
Welcome one and all, wherever you may be, on to the one-day internationals. It's the first Momentum one-day international between South Africa and India. And we come to you live from Kingsmead in Durban. Signs said that it was sold out. We expect that there will be many who will come in here to see the traveling Indian side, a very good one-day side, and they come up against the South African side that's also very good. All in preparation, I guess, as they go towards the World Cup. To the toss now with Mikey Holding.
Thank you very much, Pommy. Yes, we are ready. The first of 6 ODIs. I've got both captains here with me. Virat Kohli for India, Faf du Plessis, South Africa. I've also got match referee and the Pycroft from Zimbabwe cricketer. You already have the coin, Faf.
Heads.
Heads is the call.
It's a tail, South Africa.
I think I heard you say you're going to have a bat, Faf.
Yeah, as per normal, Vish. It looks a pretty good wicket. Generally, the Kingsmead wicket, what it does at night, it just that first 10 overs, it speeds up a little bit. So we're hoping that our seamers especially can make some inroads there.
I'm hearing rumours about dew at night as well. Is that a possibility?
We'll have to see. I don't know. It's like the rain forecast here in Durban. No one really knows what's going on.
Your team obviously know AB de Villiers. Who is coming in for him, and are there any other new players?
Yeah, Aiden Markram's coming in. He's batting 4, so it's a nice opportunity for him to bat into a different position and get some experience in different roles in the team. And then the rest of the team looks pretty much the same as our normal one-day team. Morne Morkel playing, Betlekwa and Morris, 2 all-rounders, so it's nothing unusual with Imran Tahir back.
Imran Tahir back. Glad to have him back a spinner on this pitch.
He's been the key to our success over the last year and a half. Imran, he's a wicket taker. Generally, when he does well, we win. So hopefully, he can do well tonight.
Okay, Faf. Good luck.
Thanks, Fish.
Virat, I hope you won't be calling me Bish like Faf.
I was wondering why he's calling you Bish. No.
The pitch looks pretty good.
Yeah, it does. We would have batted first here as well. Yeah, it's a pretty easy decision, I guess, because of the conditions around. But again, you know, we've got such a balance in the team that we still can come in the first innings and bowl the opposition out. And playing 2 wrist spinners in the 11 obviously gives us an added advantage with Kedar Jadhav as the part-time offie and Jasprit and Bhuvi are world-class bowlers in this format as well. So, you know, it gives us opportunity to do whatever we have to do. You know, at toss time it's not in our control, but we would have liked to bat first as well.
But my memory served me right. I think India usually chase down and are happy to chase any score.
Yeah, we're a side that has chased really well. As Faf mentioned, at night, you know, the first 10 overs are key, especially with the 2 new balls. So if we play that well, you know, any score is chaseable at Durban, and we've played good cricket here at this ground always. And something that we're looking forward to as well, we'll have crowd support behind us too. But as I said, the balance in our team is such that it gives us an opportunity to have a crack at both the innings equally.
You just won the last test match. This is a different format, a few new players, but would that have helped you coming into this one-day series?
Absolutely. The mood in the change room is exactly the same. The one-day guys were there as well. You know, they're doing their practice, so they were a part of the celebration and that positive energy in the change room. So they are feeding off it. Obviously, the test team players that are involved in this series are taking those forward. You know, it's been a wonderful last few days for us as a team. We've found out more about ourselves, and you know, we've found out about our characters as well, which gives us more belief coming into this ODI series. So we're certainly going to start much more confident in the ODI series than we did in the tests.
Okay, Virat, good luck.
Thanks, Michael. Cheers.
Well, Faf du Plessis, the South African captain, has won the toss and they'll be batting first.
Yeah, thank you very much to Mikey Holding and the couple of captains that are out there. Alongside me, Sunny Gavaskar, as well as Neil McKenzie. Hello, gentlemen. And we start off with South Africa to see their team. A change, Neil, hello to you, first of all. And a change because we go from test to one-day international. Some specialists come in. Go through that team for us, will you?
Yeah, afternoon. For me, Sonny, I think the big change there is obviously AB de Villiers injured. Aiden Markram getting a go in the ODI. He's been really impressive in the test arena. Got off to a great start. So interesting to see how he goes. And then JP, the two left-handers, JP Germany in the middle order, and David Miller, fresh from this venue last year, or at least 15 months ago, off 100 against Australia. So some good changes and some experience changes.
Yeah, and then looking at that side, I guess, Neil, a change in terms of the code of the game, as it were, and a shift that has to be pretty quick with regard to batting and bowling with what these guys have to do.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was a really taxing test series. Very good, closely fought test series. You could see the lower scores. So, you can't afford to lose a session in that test series, which takes its toll. The captain, Faf du Plessis, talking about that mental pressure and that mental sort of fatigue. But they're up for it now. I think Chris Morris coming back from injury. Imran Tahir, we know what he does in the white ball stuff. So a lot of energy coming back with experienced players and a few younger guys making a debut, which is always helpful in a team. Okay, now on to that Indian side, and Sunny, as you look at it, we expect, and we've seen as India have played at home in India and many one-day internationals, generally your guys play quite a lot of cricket, that they've chopped and changed from team to team, but there are always new faces coming up. Tell us about what is on show, will be on show today.
Well, what they've done is they've included Ajinkya Rahane after his batting display at the Wanderers. He's the man in form. He's batted very well. He's been getting runs at the top of the order in limited overs cricket, and there was talk at times that he would be considered only as an opening batsman. I'm pretty happy to see that flexibility being shown now, where they're prepared to consider him as an option where he can open the batting or bat down the order. So he's going to be batting down at number 4. Dhoni will be 5. Kedar Jadhav, who can come and bowl a little bit of off spin. With his action, it's like Malinga, below sea level, as I call it, below sea level he bowls.
Those sidewinders.
And they've gone with 2 spinners because they've seen no grass on the surface at all. This pitch looks bereft of grass, and which will mean that there will be a little bit of grip. Both, of course, are wrist spinners, and wrist spinners generally turn on anything, whether it is grass or glass. The wrist spinners managed to get a bit of grip, and they managed to get the ball to turn. So it looks like a very well-balanced attack. 2 seam bowlers and Hardik Pandya, the 3rd seam bowler, and 2 spinners. So I think it's a very good attack.
If we're to talk about the side as you speak about it, I guess in trying to pick out who might not be too known, I'll go with Kuldeep Yadav as well as Yuzvendra Chahal, because you're speaking about these leg spinners. In fact, they're leg spinners either way, left and right. Yeah. What would you say about them? I know that they've played for India, and remember Kuldeep Yadav in the test matches, kind of, everyone getting excited about him, and Chahal as well. Let our South African and African viewers know about what the story is in that regard.
Oh, they're very exciting prospects. Exciting prospects because this is, wrist spinners are a rarity in international cricket. You don't normally see wrist spinners. Thanks to Shane Warne, you see a little more of the right-hander wrist spinners in action. But the left-hander, the Chinaman, is very seldom seen. And Kuldeep Yadav's got this ability to take a lot of punishment. He's got a big heart. He might go for a few, but he's a wicket taker. Yuzvendra Chahal is a wicket taker. So that makes a difference in the middle overs. Sometimes, the opposition, because of the field restrictions for the first 10 overs, can get off to a flying start. But when these 2 spinners come on, they not only choke the runs down most times, but they also get wickets. And, nothing like a wicket for a dot ball. So that is what Kohli will be hoping that they'll be able to do even on this surface.
An advantage, do you think, Mac, to win the toss and bat first? Yeah, and I'm thinking about wrist spinners and so forth and having to bowl there first rather than second, and what generally happens here in Durban.
Yeah, I think first of all, I think the stats always say if you get over a 250, you've got a nearly 80% chance of winning. Having said that, the last 5 ODIs played have been good run chasers. We know obviously the great run chase South Africa had against Australia, where they chased 371 down with David Miller getting 100. So Virat Kohli dead right, saying that you can chase any total in Durban. And I think the reason is if you need wickets in hand up front, we know the wicket does quicken up, so it is in India's interests to actually bowl first with your 2 leggies, giving you options there, because there will be a little slower turn, and then it skids on later at night. So it does nip. So if you contain and don't lose wickets at first 10, run chasing does become a lot easier. The reason for that is as well is because there's a little bit of extra tennis ball bounce in the Kingsmead pitch. You've got to know your lengths. You can't just miss your lengths, because the batsman can get underneath the ball, and the ball does disappear, as it did in David Miller's knock.
Okay, well, let's find out about this surface. Let's take a closer look at it. And Sean Pollock will bowl many overs here, and he'll tell us what the story is with today's cut strip. Afternoon, Sean.
Yeah, Pom, what can I add? I mean, you guys have discussed it quite a bit already, but there is a decentish grass cover, but the grass that's down here is brown, it's dry. There's a few cracks. I don't see them influencing things too much. I think initially with those 2 new balls, the seamers might get some carry through, but then after that, I think what we'll see from them is a lot of cross-seam deliveries. The spinners, we've got 3 wrist spinners operating tonight. I think they will get a little bit of purchase out of the surface because of the dry nature of it. I think they'll get the ball to spin, and also maybe we'll get it to bounce a touch, which is what they're looking for. But I think the trend here has been it's slowed down a lot, this Kingsmead surface. It's not the green mamba, and it's not that amount of carry like we've seen over the years. And what we'll probably see actually from a lot of the seamers is after they've initially tried to get the ball to shape and swing and nip around with those new balls, we'll see a lot of cross-seam deliveries, which they'll bang into the surface, try and get it to grip in their hold up and make it nice and straight. It'll be difficult for the guys to work it away. But no surprise that South Africa decided to bat first. Also, game starting at 1 o'clock. In the old days when you used to have the effect of under lights, the ball nipping around, that was at 7 o'clock. Now with the game starting at 1 o'clock rather than 2:30, by 5:30, 6 o'clock, the guys are already out here, so it doesn't have as much of an effect with those second new balls. I think good decision. Wicket looks like it's at its best now. Have a bat first and see how many you can put on the score.
What time does the tide come in, Sean? What time does the tide come in? There's always talk of the tide coming in here at Kingsmead. Here's a look at the weather. 25 degrees Celsius and 21 as a minimum. That's not too much to play with, although that seems rather comfortable actually. 25 degrees. Rainfall 30%. There's already been some rain today. Rain in the morning. I think it rained last night as well. And we'll hope that there's not too much that comes in the way of rain and disruption in this game. What do you glean, Neil, from what Polly is saying there? He's saying correct decisions by Faf du Plessis, and also with regard to the outlook of South Africa and looking to the World Cup. How is it they're going to go about today?
Yeah, I think their pattern or their blueprint that they've developed over the last couple of years, you don't get to #1 ODI ranking for nothing. So I don't think it's necessarily the style of play they're going to change. I think it's more the personnel and just judging what Faf is saying and Otis Gibson is saying, that they want to look, see what else is out there. So yes, you don't want to infringe on any of your results. That's a proud cricket nation. They 17 wins on the bounce at home, so there's a lot of pride and a lot of habitual winning that you want to keep, but they definitely want to see what else is out there so they can make some decisions. And when they do go to the World Cup, they've got a squad in all 15 that can win matches and take the pressure and go through.
Okay, well, we'll find out a bit more about both of these sides, key men who are going to try and do well throughout the series, who might well not be rotated, who will. There's also a rather wonderful player who's missing due to injury, and who is going to come in his place and do the work that he does. We've been going around the country. You've seen lovely scenic views of the various cities we've been in here in South Africa. And look at Durban then. See you in a bit.